I want to go through my everyday makeup look because it's really simple. It's a way to add some polish to your face without it being overdone. First, I always start with a freshly moisturized face and lip balm. I used this one by Nooks. I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly. This is one of my favorite foundations of all time. Kogendo Moisture Foundation. I like to start with the coverage in the center of the face, which is where I have the most redness, which I was always really embarrassed about as a kid. I was so blushy, and if I ever got called, even if I raised my hand and spoke, I would get really embarrassed. I'm using this Real Techniques setting brush, and sometimes with a brush, you'll see some streaks. So you can kind of go in then with your finger and just kind of tap around to pick up any excess or to make sure that it looks really real. The next step is concealer, and this is the Surratt Beauty Perfectionist Concealer Palette. It's sticky, so it really sticks to the skin, but it also has a peachier shade, which is really good for concealing darkness under the eyes, which, we need that sometimes. So I'm gonna use the same brush as before because it doesn't matter, truly. And it's small enough. So I'm going into this peachier shade and I'm going to buff it in under my eyes. And this is one of those concealers that sometimes, because it's so thick, you don't realize it's going on until after you've looked at your whole face. But that's a good thing because it's just so seamless and nice and skin-like, which is my whole thing, whether I'm doing my own makeup or I'm on set doing a model or an actress's makeup. I always want their skin to look real. I have some spots on my face that maybe some people would really like concealed if that were their face, but I don't bother. So I do like to add a little bit of dimension under my cheekbones. This is the Fenty Matchstick. The shade is Amber, and it is the perfect contour shade for someone really fair like me because it just creates the look of a true shadow on the face, which is exactly what I'm going for. So what I do is I take it, you can see I already have a little bit of a shadow under my cheekbone, but I just like to enhance it ever so slightly. So I just draw it straight on the face, and that is the extent of it. I don't go crazy. I'm gonna use the same brush to blend this out, but then another thing that I do when I just couldn't be bothered to use a brush is I use my fingers and I tap it. This is, to be honest, what I usually do because most days I'm doing my makeup in 5 to 10 minutes. This is a really gratuitous moment for me, actually. Even though I'm already naturally blushy, I like to add to it and have it just feel like an extension of what my natural blush really is. So this is one of my favorites of all time, Kosas Papaya 1972 Color and Light. This is the pressed version. So I'm gonna go in with this Hakuhodo brush, delightful Japanese brush, and I'm just gonna lightly dust it. And I also like to make sure that the blush actually comes up a little bit higher, towards where your concealer is. If you have this line of concealer and then the blush starts, it feels really unnatural. So that's why I really like to I take a second to really blend it. Some people like to bring it down here because a lot of people naturally blush down there, and that is a really cute look too. Just kind of depends on what your vibe is. Next is a very important step, which is curling the lashes. And this is also Surratt Beauty. It's called the Releve Lash Curler. And the reason I love it so much is because the curve is, it's just wider and it's not too rounded. So it fits most eye shapes, including Asian eye shapes, which not all curlers fit. So this is the most democratic lash curler I have found. I take it all the way into the root of the lash and I squeeze, and I kind of pump it as I'm doing it, and then I'll disengage, and then I'll move up to like the center of the lashes and do that again, and then the tips, so that you're getting more of a natural curve in the lashes rather than this like intense bend right at the bases. Maybelline Lash Sensational. This is my current favorite drugstore mascara. I go right into the base of the lash line and I wiggle the brush. I like my eyes to look really bright and really open and really round. So that means that my lashes then kind of are more of a starburst effect. So I like the middle lashes to really be going up, like straight up. The outer lashes, I bring them out and I use the tip of the mascara wand to coax them out. And it adds some bulk to the mascara. And then the inner lashes, I like to move them so that they're kind of going towards the bridge of my nose, like that way. Like on any given day, I would probably just go out like this. But if I wanted to kind of add a little more cohesion, I would add in this Noto Multi Bene stain. This is the shade Oh No, Oh No. It's like a bricky, orangey, delicious thing. I often do use this on my cheeks as well, but today I'm just gonna use it on my lips, and I'm gonna kind of tap it in over the lip balm. If you color outside the lines or whatever, or if you put too much on, you can blot it off, and it's just really, I find this color really flattering on my skin tone in particular. And this is my everyday look. This is what I do every single day, and you can add to it. You can add, sometimes I like to smudge a little brown eyeliner on top and bottom just to kind of define the eyes a little more. But generally, if I have my 10 minutes, which is usually the amount of time I give myself to do my makeup because I would rather sleep the extra 20 minutes, this is the routine. So yeah, I hope this is like, no, I'm not gonna say I hope this is educational, because that's like what everyone says. I'm not gonna say that. You can leave that in too, because why not? That's it.